Well, hi guys, da-da! Something else in my workshop. This is a Piaggio NRG. Not as pretty as the speed fights. They do go rapid though, 55 miles an hour. Don't hold their money. Pistons go on these even faster than the speed fights, and they can damage other bits and bobs. Generally the engine's okay on these. Full power, they do go quite well, but they're just not loved for some reason. I think it's because they do go regularly. They're high speed. This is an air-cooled version, which is probably the better one to have. Not so hard to work on, and not as fast. I've always said water-cooled ones are faster, and they are. But this is the air-cooled version. So, quick rundown of this. I knew the lad who had this bike. Half a mechanic's brain. You know, he can fix general things, but like all teenagers, it just keeps going. He had a little whack at the front on this one. Reason being is that the front shocks have got no oil in them at all, and you know this. I've told you before, you know, really quite bad. I haven't got to show you that all it's come out anyway. Front, yeah, could do an overhaul. It needs a whole front shank on this and shocks, but they don't. You can't refill these shocks. It's got the whole thing. Sides a bit tacky. How much do I love cable ties? Anyway, cable tied here. Here's the best thing. This is where a backlight should be, and this is what he's using as a backlight. Don't do it. These electronic ones, that's why, I suppose, LEDs, and it's dead, so he decided to put a push bike light on. Please don't do that, it's death. There's no brake light there. Pretty silly. Anyway, in here, usual mess. This is a carburetor version, thank God for that. Pretty tacky, should have a kickstart there. Doesn't, so it's an electric start. I don't know anything else about this bike. He said it was running and then wasn't running. I think that's pretty much what all people say. You know, where it spluttered and banged and he didn't put oil in it or anything. I just don't know. He was using this two-stroke oil. Please don't use that. Pop to Halfords. You know, there's two in Halfords. You've got this one, two-stroke oil, and you've got this one here. Use them. You've got Castrol, Activo, you know, them sort of ones. Don't use that cheap stuff because it will blow up. Here's an example. I'm assuming it's just a piston gone. Don't know yet until I get to take it all off and apart and have a look then. So I'll check it's got spark, check it's getting petrol, and then compression, and then probably head off. Air cooled, as I said, it's a lot easier. Probably not as fast as the water cooled, but a lot easier to work on. I haven't got to worry about water leakage and stuff like that. So this is a 09 plate, 2009, little 50cc. And they're not little bad little bikes really. I have my little pot of spares from another bike I had, and there's the back light, which is really handy. Another headlight. And this what got me. Indicator gone. I thought, yes, I've got one. Yeah, it's the wrong side. But I've got another air filter, so I'll probably change that over as well. You don't need extra holes. It doesn't give you anything extra. I'll have a look at the jet as well, so you might have probably messed around with the jets then. Back tyre looks good, so it needs a good couple of £100 on this one, and an MOT. So yes, part one. I'm just going to continue to add to this, so check out in a minute. It's quite funny sometimes that when you pick a bike up, someone says something, then you think, huh? And I know why this seized. Basically, that's what's happened to it. No oil, but not why you'd guess. This bit here, he said, when I tried to get it out to have a look in the oil in it, I couldn't move it. And it's the old one was loose and fell out. They're all loose. And there's a reason for that. Just like when you put your finger over a straw and you can't suck no more, they're gravity fed into the engine, and then a little pump then emits it in. Or some other ones have got electric pumps, some engine pumps, but they're still gravity fed from the base. That's why they're higher than the engine. If you put a cork, which this was, this was so tight, if it had drilled a hole in it, it wouldn't have caused a problem. And it's completely full from when it probably last filled it up. And it ran for, I don't know, 100 odd miles, I suppose. 50 miles, who knows how much oil was in there to eventually stop and then go. So there you go. That's what caused this. So it's definitely the piston. Got to see how much scored damage, because this doing 55 miles an hour with no oil in it could have damaged the head as well as the piston. So we'll have to have a look. So it's front shocks, piston, paint, decorate, front tyre, probably discs and so on, pads, I don't know. Anyway, there you go. Nice and simple. Do not Do not fit one that really hard, okay? On the PEDs, generally they're screwed shut and they've got a little hole in them, you see. That's what you don't see. It causes the vacuum. But that's what he done. Nice and simple find, I suppose. And I'll let him know what he did wrong. But yeah, it didn't ring right. There you go. Anyway, I might get further on with this one. If not, I'll just put them on. At least I know what it is. I've shown you how to do pistons. This is no different than all the other ones. So, but there you go. Piaggio NRG. Do not put one of these in that's so tight. And if you're going to, just put a small little hole in it so it can still suck through to the vacuum and then get oil into the piston. So basically, nice and easy, this one. Get rid of the cable ties. Stop cable tying them. Get rid of the cable ties. Stop trying to spray them up, put silly stickers on. But there you go. But they're PEDs, let them do what they want and go from there. There you go. Right, guys, check out my other videos on speed fights, which I do love. I remember this one. I finally got it running and running well, mentally enough. Kickstart straight away now, so I'm quite happy with that. Changed to gearbox. In fact, I rebuilt that. I call it a bionic bike. I completely and utterly rebuilt it, and now it will kickstart instantly. But enough of Piaggio speed fights. In my shed today is the Piaggio NRG 50cc air cooled, and there you go, simple fix. Right, ta-ra guys.